Hey people, Indrid here, 3v3 Faction War. This is Angstrom Heights and Orks versus Imperial Guard. For the blue Orky team, Night Stalker is a Commando Nob, an infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins with a twin link shooter who's already sneaking around, and this is the Death Skulls elite scheme. Alongside Thatyoinkysploinky and a Warboss, a melee hero walking through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. He's going to run into an Inquisitor here. Inquisitor gets on the cap, so you may see the big stomp, or rather the stomp, to knock her off it. He may be waiting to the last second to be annoying. Rounding off this Orky team, Nomad and a Mekboy, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of Orky gadgets. Back to that Inquisitor, there she goes. Oh, I didn't use the stomp though. This is Detour. The Inquisitor is an offensive hero with powerful control, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons. That was her Hammer of the Witches there. Either of these guys going to get away. I think they're both going to make it. Yubel with a Lord General fighting in ranged combat begins with a retinue. Can add to the retinue throughout the game. Really strong defense and support, and quite a fetching outfit over here, Mr. Yubel. Rounding off the teams, already running away is Link and a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fighting in melee, begins with a shield and can shoot his own fellows in the head to encourage them. Welcome to the first 2.12 version cast here. This was the update released back in late February, so 2 or 3 weeks ago. Finally got onto it. I did have many 2.11 replays left, but it was, I think, time to move on. Some changes to the Orks. The stun bombs of the stick bombers no longer have a 20-second cooldown. That's been increased to 30 seconds. And they no longer stack up their duration, which is a pretty big change. The stun needs to wear off for another stun bomb to get the stun in on something. So you can't chuck them all on a Land Raider and get a big old stun or something. That's pretty big. The Warboss's enhanced custom shooter got a bit of a cost reduction, so maybe we'll see that make an appearance. And Commandos, the tier 3 unit, are now limited to 2 per player. For the Guard, the Inquisitor's Bane Wolf got some changes. Down she goes. It's now cheaper to call in, has more hit points, and the little multi-laser turret on it does more damage, but the main chem cannon is now not as effective against structures such as generators, so maybe we'll see it more as like a general combat unit now that it's a bit cheaper and stuff, but it's not going to be quite as painful for your generators. Elsewhere, the Lord Commissar, here he is, no longer has the really high 18 charge range by default. He's down to the more standardized 12. Where is he going? Oh, he's going to revive. He also, his Fist of Brockus got some changes. No longer gives him 100 hit points on equip, but it does more DPS. Apparently it's up over 100 DPS for the Fist of Brockus. It is a tier 3 weapon, but that is high. Gets the revive there, that'll give him a chunk of XP. And his Carapace armor, I think, has slightly less health regen now, but it no longer lowers his charge range to 12, since it's already 12 now. Throws up the shield there. I think he was just generally seen as really strong out the gate, the Commissar. He's got 600 hit points, he's got a shield, he's got a really good sidearm. And previously he had that super long charge range, so now he's been toned down a little bit. Some Catachan Devils on the field for both Yubel and Detour. I think that's all the changes. Maybe I missed something. But you can check out the notes, innit? We've got Looters for Night Stalker, Looters for Yoinkysploinky, and Stormboys for Nomad. Sentinels up for both Detour and Yubel as well. Ground pound on both of them. Bunch of Daka on that. Slugger's got burners here. This is Yoinkysploinky. Any war gear for the Orks? Yes, we see the big shooter for the Mekboy. Almost 38 DPS at level 1. Pretty good. No war gear for the Guard fellas yet. Whole bunch of Daka over here. Some Flamer Guardsmen running away. And a decap on that central VP. 446 to 466 early on then. Nobody can really keep hold of this VP for too long at the moment. Commissar runs. Here's that Lord General. Oh, I think the Lord General's shotguns got toned down a bit in terms of the DPS. Slugger's getting in. These guys don't have burners though. And they're getting ripped up. And down they go. Little bit sloppy from Nomad. I think he retreated those guys by mistake actually. Maybe he was trying to retreat them and it wouldn't work, because sometimes Dawn of War 2 is like that. Here comes Storm Boys jumping into a stomp, but they didn't get all of them. And they've got power weapons, very effective against heavy infantry armor, which is what the Sentinel has, despite being a vehicle. And I think they're going to get it, you know. Oh, maybe not. There's some repairs. They've got really bad sidearms, Storm Boys. I think they do 1 DPS. They got it. It tried to turn for another stomp there. I think it should have just kept going back to base, because as I said, their sidearms are really bad. They're not very good chasers. Down goes the Inquisitor again, because of these sneaky looters using hide the guns. She got a bit close and they opened up, and they're going to do so again to the Commissar. Or not. They're just backing off the Commissar. That's weird. Oh, he wants to bring it over here to try and stop the bash, but I think they're going to get all the gens. And the node is already down. Nice bash there. Triple guardsmen. All with flamers by Link. That's a hell of a power bash. Commissar levels to 2, having gotten 2 revives. Going to get suppressed by the looters though. And the Warboss has a go. Got a bit of XP, the Warboss. Shooter boys, big shooters. Should be peeling off those guardsman models pretty quickly. Good stomp by the Warboss there. Catachans are going after him. They're very versatile. These guys can disrupt, can support, and they can do a job for you in melee as well. Just disrupted those looters, and now they'll tie up the shooter boys in melee, and they will rip them apart with those fancy knives they have. Down they go. They wiped them. Those were Thatyoinkysploinkies. Some early losses then for the Orks. Sentinel down for Detour, of course. I think that's the only loss though for the Red Guard team. Oh, it looks like Yubel has lost some. Oh, lost both of his guardsmen. Okay, he's still got Catachans and he's still got the Sentinel. I don't think those guardsmen had flamers on them, so it's not the most devastating loss. Catachans didn't melee the Warboss there. They would have got him. Oh, they got him anyway. They got him anyway. We've got a War Banner up here. Full gens on the midpoints, I think. Yup. 446 to 466 still. Nobody can grab this VP. Look at the bodies already on it. Catachans, more Catachans for Link. A Bane Wolf is indeed in for Detour. Called in to base. Unique to the Inquisitor. Let's see what it does here. Wait, it's got a heavy bolter on it. It doesn't have a las turret. Maybe that's what was buffed then, and I just misread it. It's going to get to the gens, I think. Night Stalker asking for help with the vehicle. Since he's not tier 2, he can't get any anti-vehicle weapons out. Warboss still down here. Up in the northeast. Bit of a clash. Lots of Daka onto the Catachans. The shooter boy is just taking a melee fight, apparently. Stayed in there way too long. They make it out. 9 hit points. They're now stopping for shotguns. They shotgun blasted the Storm Boys, but those shooters did actually get away. Bane Wolf on the power. Takes down the node. Does he? No. What's he up to? I think it's worried about these guys getting their Beamy Death Gun, which has been queued up. We'll see how this Chem Cannon does against these generators then, now that it's been toned down a bit. Still pretty effective, as you can see. Burning down the War Banner too. The Orks have the mid. And they stay in there though and defend it. Lord General reinforcing his guardsmen friends, Derek and Nigel. Sentinel now has a missile launcher, which can be devastating. You can catch a big clump of Orks. How are we doing over here? Gets a full bash. Oh, with the help of the flamers of these guardsmen. Anyway. Can the Mekboy maybe teleport onto the Warboss and get the revive? Inquisitor back to her feet. No war gear. Commissar has the Carapace armor. Yeah, now it's down to 2 health per second. It used to be 2.5, I think. And it's got that Aura of Discipline too. 446 to 417. Might be a 2-to-1 for the guard though. And these guys with all those flamers are on this power soon. Tank Buster Barrage does not hit anything. They will be going after that Bane Wolf, no doubt. Ogren's on the way for Yubel. And they get a full bash here. Inquisitor's here to support. Commissar will run interference on this stuff. Where's the stun bomb, Mr. Commando? No stun bomb. Aura of Discipline healing those guys. Lots of Daka on the Lord. Commissar. Shield can't stay up. Here comes the Bane Wolf though to help out. Chem Cannon is pretty bad news for infantry. Can slow them down too on hit. 446 to 415. And it's got that Chem Bomb thing, hasn't it? Yeah. I think it's kind of like Bilious Discharge. Commissar in a bit of a fight. Storm Boys will rip apart a low-level hero. So you're right here. They might have to jump again. Oh, they jumped to these guys. So they got 2 of the gens down. That's alright. All of the guardsmen made it out, I think. Yes, they did. Goes tier 2 now. Link very late to go tier 2. Double tank busters here for Thatyoinkysploinky. And there's some barrages. Really bad news for the Vane Wolf. Good grief at the damage. It doesn't live. And we've got some plasma guardsmen here. That's a bit early, I think. Plasma weapons have pretty high DPS, but they do 30% less damage to regular infantry, which I guess kind of evens out, but you generally don't want to spend those resources unless you are facing heavier infantry types. This Death Dread is from Night Stalker giving chase with burners and bits. Looks like this power's been burnt down and is now being decapped. So well played, Night Stalker. But they're back on this one again, look. With yubel. Where are his Ogrins? Here they come. Big old fellas with heavy melee weapons. Well, they're actually guns, but they just smack you really hard with them. They're called rippers. Don't have the bonehead leader yet. Here comes a war truck for Austin Nomad. Where's the Bane Wolf? Bane Wolf's down here now. Tank Buster should be looking for it. Commando levels to 3. No war gear though. 381 to 415. Against all this infantry, I expected Night Stalker to get his stick bombs in. Or maybe the shotgun, or maybe both. Ogren's getting suppressed by the looters, but now the looters run. They can pile on through. Still no bonehead leader. Yeah, the Ripper guns are actually pretty decent guns too. Do they want to fight this guy though? Oh, this is Austin Nomad's Death Dread. I was going to say, where are the burners gone? They're doing pretty good. And Missile Launcher Sentinel helping out too. Can they finish it? They can. Didn't do much, that Death Dread there. Night Stalker still has one. Oh, they got the Bane Wolf. Bane Wolf is down. What? Got it. Oh, there's a beamy death gun here. Now a Lascannon's getting shots on the Death Dread though. Only gets one. Before the Daka makes them run. Can get back onto the power maybe? Oh no, here comes the guard with a pretty pissed off Commissar. Catatrons with the grenade barrage, and they all flee. Ogrins also flee. Didn't drop a model though. That was a good amount of pressure there. Can they get these gens back up? What do you got, Mekboy? Still to the big shooter level 2. Guard have power up in the northeast as well. Sentinel levels to 3 for yubel, doing some good work. Here comes a weird boy for Night Stalker, and again they're trying to get onto this power. That's a big stomp though by the Warboss. It's a hell of a big stomp from the cyborg implants. He's also got his power claw. 95 heavy melee DPS. It's just really painful. Overkill for guardsmen, but he can rip apart the heroes with it and also go for vehicles later. 275 to 413. I'm getting it now. He'll like kill a guardsman on each swing, so we'll help him get the XP up. Zap thrown in on his guard. It's going to jump around between these squads unless you split them up. Doesn't seem like he's too interested in splitting them up. It will still jump when they're retreating. Yeah. I think it does like 50 damage per jump as well to each model. It's quite nasty. But now it dissipates because those guys have already been affected by it. Tier 3 for yubel, the first player to go. Tank Buster barrages. I'm not sure what they're aiming at. It's a really late barrage. 272 to 406. What is this? We have some stick bombers with those new nerfed stun bombs. We'll see how they do. They're good melee fighters. Looks like they messed up those Catatrons quite well with the Mekboy supporting. He's got his custom force field. Warboss is here getting stunned. The Sentinel flees for its life. And it survives for now. I guess he's stunned stomped the Warboss. Can the Orcs steal that power maybe? I think it's perhaps worth it. And then come back later and bash it if the guard take it again. Commando's down in the south. This Death Dread's in big trouble. Lascannon's getting shots in. Down it goes. Now we can use it maybe to target the generators if it can stay in here. It is trying to target the infantry at the moment. Looters here with the beamy death gun. Not very useful against this infantry though. Warboss is going to get the cap. triple now for the Orks coming in. More tank busters, this time for Austin Nomad. There are the Ogrins. They got their bonehead leader now. I'm not sure if he does... Oh, Warboss goes down. I'm not sure if the bonehead does more damage than the other models. But he's got more hit points, and he's got the awesome Use Your Red, which is like on-demand disruption from those guys, which is pretty good. Yubel with a Leman Russ. No upgrade on it yet. That's a pretty bloody good tank at 1200 hit points. That's Cannon is indeed trying to bash power here. Flamers coming in. It's going to be a very quick power bash. Tank Busters doing tank buster stuff. No, Zap's in there too, look. Some good zapping. Might wipe to those low health guys if it jumps to them. I think they're just going to duck at them to death maybe. Yeah, jump to them and wipe them out. They've got them low enough with the ducker. They may have already been low enough. Back to the east side. Now it's the guard trying to get a triple cap, but the mid is blue for the Orks now, so that's not going to happen. At least not yet. Leman Russ is going Vanquisher, which is good versus large targets at long range. Maybe expecting a battle wagon or something. And another Leman Russ coming in for Detour. Tier 3 for Link, Tier 3 for Thatyoinkysploinky. Other Ork players still in Tier 2. These guys up to, they are indeed trying to power bash. Oh, there's some mines here dropped in by the Commissar. That's one of his globals. Can they get the node? Weird Boy's trying to do it. One more shot might be enough. There's attack very slowly, but it hits quite hard. There we go. Got the node down. You need to pay 125 rec to rebuild it. Warboss in amongst some Ogrins here. And here comes the big stomp. The knockback and the stun and the damage. It's such good knockback too. Can you get a model off him? He can. It's just slain that guy up there. Can you get another one? The claw is paying off already. Quite scary for these Ogrins. That's a special attack. Oh, he missed it. They weren't quite close enough to be affected by that special. Slays another one though. Aiming what's that suppresses the Ogrins. Can he get another hit? He does. Oh, he's hitting the Catechins. Here comes the big stomp again. He was just having such a good time, the Warboss, that he forgot he was dying and goes down. Inquisitor level 2, no war gear. Maybe we'll see some crossbow, bolt pistol or something, or Purgatus, because here comes a Nob squad from Thatyoinkysploinky. More tank busters, this time from Nomad again. That second Leman Russ has gone Executioner. Will be good against Nob squads, but it is kind of short range, so it's risky. Assault Kid Stormtroopers are in, more power bashing. Link is down to a single guardsman squad now, but they still got those flamers. Shotgun blast on the stick bombers, and they got hit by a missile barrage as well. That was quite nasty. Those are the stick bombs. They would chuck 2 of them, but they retreated there. Warboss is back to his feet. Did you repurchase? The Mekboy is down as well. I think maybe he repurchased. Just having a grand old time. Mekboy going to get revived maybe? He's going to retreat, maybe come back and try and revive him. Not sure why these guys are getting so close. There we go, start shooting. Tank busters getting volleys onto the tank. There's a barrage. Yubel's not moving. That was almost a fully hit barrage there. Look at the damage it did. Remember, that's a 1200 hit point tank. These tank busters need to run down to a couple of fellas. There we go, they're running. Can they get the Sentinel down? It stayed there for way too long. Sentinel is indeed down. Those tank busters need to run. There we go. Inquisitor in retreat path. Can she wipe those? Yep. Tank busters are down. I think maybe the Stormtrooper fellas got the last shots in there. Nob squad out with their EU jammers in for heavy melee because they want to go after the tanks. Or I guess... Yeah, there's still 2 tanks up. This guy's getting repaired. And there's the Executioner. Commissar on the mid. Level 4 with a power sword now. Here comes that Nob squad. Tier 3 elite melee infantry. And go toe-to-toe with anything in the game. And usually tear it apart. There's some fire here. That might have been a Hell Fury strike by the Inquisitor. There's no... Oh, there's Commandos here. Maybe that was a burner bomb then. Probably was. Commissar flees from the scary Nob squad. Warboss alongside them. could get the boss pole up or the trophy rack. They're both really good in big team fights. Stormblade coming in for Link. Austin Nomad gets more stick bombers now. He lost both of his tank busters. Double barrage. Leman Russ moves out though. And we have some Bullgrins in. Bullgrins or Ogrins, both pretty good to help you against Nob squads, I think, because the Bullgrins can suppress them, get them to use their frenzy early, and the Ogrins can disrupt them. So more, we might see both. 166 to 248. These guys trying to bash power, run away. They might be allowed to die at some point to free up some more population. Here come more commandos from Night Stalker. That is a nasty rocket run. Good grief. Really nasty. Still might have done a bit of friendly fire though as well. Leman Russ. Good shooting. It's taking a bunch of damage though, because that's a beamy death gun there. But in comes Pergatus, and she also has Inferno Pistol, the Inquisitor. Good damage for all targets. With the awesome Judgment ability, or Judge, which turns into Judgment. It was put on those looters there. After 15 seconds or so, she'd be able to judge them. And spoiler alert, she always judges you poorly. And you get blown up a bit. Commando's being sneaky, getting their Commando Nob, who has a rocket launcher. There he is. Can help you with some complementary AV. It's pretty good, actually. And it's going to need to be, because here is a Stormblade, which does that. That was the overcharged plasma shot, so it does disable the weapons for, I think it's 5 seconds. Maybe it was not worth using right there. Use your choppers on the Nob squad. Global buff from the Warboss, giving them more melee skill and more melee damage, and they are doing good work against this Stormblade here with tank buster support. Now it's double commando support. They might be able to get it immediately. I think they are. I don't think the Stormblade's going to survive. It pushed up too far and then used an ability that disabled it for a bit and got set upon. Down it goes. You need to make sure your big vehicles are really, really well defended and supported. Another Leman Russ coming in for Yubel. We have a heavy weapons squad somewhere. Where is it? That's back at base. And a Baneblade on the way from Detour. The Guard do have the mid 2-to-1 cap and the VP lead. Here comes some stick bombs into a Rocks, using the knockback to set it up. That's beautifully done. Big booms. I guess that was Austin Nomad with the stick bombs, but Thatyoinkysploinky with the nuke. Really good synergy there. Nasty. Did anything wipe though? I think Yubel maybe lost something. I wasn't watching the rosters there. I was enjoying the murder. 3 Leman Russes over here with the Baneblade on the way. Those are the stun bombs. So it should only be a 2.5 second stun. So you're going to need to split up your... If you have two stick bombers, you want to split up those throws as much as you can to make sure the second stun takes effect. Ogren's coming in for Link now. Commissar getting stuck in. Soaking up some damage. Now needs to flee because the Nob squad's here. And there's Judgment on them. Does it make them back off? It does make you back off. Usually it does. Not often you get to see it actually go off. Doing 300 Judge shot AV damage. But its own damage type, I think. I think it's just full damage to everything, maybe. Uh-oh. Commando, Southern Commando ambush attack. Down it goes. With the Commando Nob's rocket launcher too. That was quite nasty, wasn't it? Now they're not stopping either. You get some rear armor hits. That was a rear armor. Moving and shooting, moving and shooting. And they get 2 Leman Russes here, Night Stalker. Very, very close to getting that one. I think they're going to get this one though. Yep. Can they chase that one down? They can't see it like we can. 44 to 248. The Orks do need VPs though, that's for sure. They're stealing... Oh no, got stolen. The Natural got stolen. Double cap for the Guard. Another Leman Russ coming in for Yubel. Bullgrins in the mid. There's Use Your Shield, suppressing all of that stuff. 2 Nob squads here might need to pop their frenzy. Warboss has to run. It doesn't actually do damage to you, even though it kind of looks painful. It looks like electric armor from the Mekboy. But it only suppresses, I believe. They're doing some good work in there, the Bullgryns, eh? Nob squad are back to their feet, but they're getting suppressed, I think, by the Baneblades weapons. Those twin links. Heavy bolters will suppress you. A single cap for the Orks then. Use your choppers on this Nob squad. But they're running. They still had 4 models, but they were getting low, so they ran. And that is a... Oh, that's the relay beacon from the Vox Operator Lord General guy. And now he's getting the Sergeant. Can hand out medical packs to those Bullgryns, maybe. Oh, but that's all he's got left. Yubel only has the Bullgryns now. Just got some Guardsmen in. A Rox was dropped in there. 8 to 215. Some stuff over here causing problems with the Commandos. These guys can get their natural back, and that might be enough, you know. If they can get a 2 to 1 as for the Gork from the Weird Boy. Big boom. And they're on this, look. Some sneaky Stormtroopers. That might be enough. They were kind of reeling from that fight, the Guard. They still have the Baneblade, though. Still got the Bullgryns. Kasrkin coming in. There's the single. I think it's going to be enough. It's a no-cap game right now, but they're going to get both of these, I think. GG says Detour. Where's the Demolisher Cannon? I think the Demolisher Cannon knocks you straight up, so it wouldn't stop the cap. There it is. A double at the end. And the Guard take it. They did well on the capping game. And there were some fun fights. We had a level 7 Commando. Good grief. How much damage was he doing with this rocket launcher? Level 4 Warboss did some good work with his Power Claw and did have Boss Pole at the end. Mekboy level 3 with all his Dakar in and custom force field. Level 6 Lord General did have melter guns and almost a full retinue. Flak Jacket was there too. Level 3 Inquisitor. Purgatus, I don't think we got to see the Judgment go off. And the Commissar almost level 5 with that Power Sword and his Bullgryns at the end alongside. But there you have it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this faction war. Big thanks to these players for duking it out and sending it in. And I'll see ya next time.